Summer.
And I'm Ethan.
And together we're converting a school bus into a tiny home on wheels. Our next step after demo was to build our subfloor. We started with a large sheet of plastic to serve as a vapor barrier, and we chose to do kind of a floating subfloor using a wooden frame, rigid foam board insulation, and plywood.
We cut 2 pieces of plywood for every 32 square feet, fit them snugly over the insulation, and used a nail gun to secure them to the wood frame underneath.
In order to continue building our floor, we had to move our mattress out of the way. So we decided to build our bed frame, finish the back wall, and go ahead and set up our bed.
We wedged a couple layers of insulation into the walls along with 2 furring strips and then covered the surface with tongue and groove pine boards.
We'll be sure to go into more detail about this process in future videos when we complete more walls.
With our mattress elevated and out of the way, we could continue with our subfloor. We secured the wooden frame with small nails and stuffed our insulation tightly into the square spaces before nailing the plywood down.
It's 95 degrees, which means it's probably 1,000,000 degrees in this bus. About halfway through this process, we realized that the 2x1s we were using just weren't cutting it. So we used 2x2s for the rest of our floor, and that made the whole nailing process much easier.
We also discovered that when it comes to cutting styrofoam insulation, a long, sharp knife is much easier to work with than a razor blade.
We started off using plywood that was 22/32 of an inch thick, but after receiving some wise advice from our friends Eric and Chandra of Our Bonnie, we decided 3/4 inch plywood was worth the expense to ensure our floor would be strong enough to support our weight and the walls that we'll be building on top of it. Using our new and clean floor as a canvas, we decided to map out our ideas in order to visualize the interior of our Skoolie and start building.
We referenced our to-scale iPad drawing and measured out each element using painter's tape.
You could also set up cardboard boxes over your blueprint to test the accessibility and flow of your design.
It's our hope that sharing our layout might inspire other Skoolie builders in the planning stage. And we'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments.
So we're going to start off our build with 2 sofas right in the front facing each other so that we have some space to hang out. And then hopefully we can build those sofas out to fold into an extra bed for guests. And then over here, we're going to have an all-glass IKEA cabinet that hopefully we can turn into a little greenhouse for plants. And on this side, we're going to have a cedar bar so that we have a space to eat and work. And right here is the hearth for our wood stove. On this side, we're going to have our kitchen countertop, our fridge right here. Coming this way, we'll have a little hallway here, and we're going to have a sliding barn door to get into our bathroom. So we'll have a little RV toilet right here, a little sink area right here, and then our shower head will be here, and we're hopefully going to be able to just make the whole thing into a shower with our shower curtains, so we'll have a nice big shower. On the other side of that wall, we're going to have storage for our clothes, and we're also going to build drawers underneath our bed, and we'll have little cubbies and storage areas on this side of the bed too. And this is our bedroom.
With our subfloor all finished, and after laying down some soft blankets to cover the wood, we were finally able to introduce our dogs, Moose and Molly, to the bus.
We also moved the bus from its spot in the driveway to a more permanent corner of the property, next to our dog fence and our chicken coop.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel to see our bus turn into a tiny home, our homestead grow, and our sustainability journey unfold as we learn to live a simpler and more earth-friendly lifestyle.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have your own Skoolie that you're converting and you have a YouTube channel or a social media account, please do drop your handles below so that we can follow you.
Stay tuned for our next video where we're going to be working on our wiring and framing out some walls.